Storing all your important files on one hard drive is a really bad idea. This is a 3 terabyte hard drive. If it was to fall off my desk while I'm working and it's plugged in, I would most likely lose everything that's stored on here. These hard disk drives are prone to failing. That's why I moved all my personal files from here onto online storage. Google One is an excellent option for storing your stuff online. In their plans, you get 15 gigabytes for free and then 100 gigabytes for $2.79. This is Canadian dollars, and then $3.99 gets you 200 gigabytes, and then it goes all the way up to 2 terabytes, which is plenty. Whatever you save in Google Drive, Google Photos, Google Docs, and so on, all gets saved in Google One. So I'm inside Google Drive right now. As you can see, I can create folders, I can right click and upload files, upload whole folders at once, create new folders, and so on. This is basically the same as your file explorer on the computer. It's just all stored online. And as you can see down here, I can buy more storage. Right now I have the 100 gigabyte option, and it tells me how much I've used, and I can always buy more. I have a recycling bin. I can share files. I can edit how my files are shared. I can make a shareable link, and then people with that link can access that file, but nobody else can. And all kinds of interesting stuff like that. This is my personal favorite because you can create folders and keep everything very organized. Google Drive also works the same way on your phone in the mobile app. There's also Microsoft's OneDrive. So the prices go from top to bottom. So if we look at their cheapest price, it's $2 a month. You get 100 gigabytes, and then the next one up is 1 terabyte for $8 a month. With Google One, you don't have that in between. There's nothing between 200 gigabytes and 2 terabytes. So if 200 is not enough for you, you have to go straight to 2 terabytes, which is kind of a jump, which is where OneDrive kind of has the upper hand because you have that in between. But personally, I find that 100 gigabytes is plenty for my personal use. Remember that time you deleted some files off your computer or even your USB, and then later realized you still need those files? Well, it's not too late. I'm going to show you how to recover them in this video using a program called MiniTool Powered Data Recovery. Here is the program. The installation process is very simple. And I'm doing it a little bit backwards here. I have my USB here plugged in, which I'm going to be scanning. I've actually already scanned it, and I'm going to go through what this program was able to recover, which is pretty astounding. Files that were long gone, that were deleted ages ago, and it's somehow still finding them. I don't exactly know how this works, but the program is pretty incredible. I'll show you here. As you can see right here, the USB is pretty empty. There's only one folder here which is empty. There's nothing in there. Everything's been deleted, and even deleted on different devices, not on this particular computer, but it's still able to recover them. If we click on this here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and then hit lost files. And here we can see a list of all the lost files and folders that are on here. Now we can go into lost files and scroll down. You can see I'm recognizing some of these folder names from long ago here. Let's go up here to filter, and now we can filter by file type. Let's look for videos. I use this USB a lot for transferring videos from a computer to my smartphone. So let's go into lost files here and open raw files. And here is going to be a bunch of MP4 video files. I've gone through a lot of these. So these are just videos that I've transferred. I've put them from my laptop onto the USB and then transferred them over onto my phone and then deleted them on my, using my smartphone, but it's still able to recover them. So these files being deleted, it wasn't even done on this PC. It was completely not associated with this PC at all, but it's still able to recover them. And if I wanted to save one of these, I just hit this little check mark here, and then the save button down here illuminates. And here it warns you not to save it to the same drive, because that might create a duplicate file or overwrite the file if it's already existing on the USB. and then you will lose the original file. So let's just put this on the desktop here. I hit OK. And right here you can see how much amount of data I still have available to recover. With the free version, you can recover up to 1 gigabyte of data before you have to upgrade to the premium version. So let's just minimize this, get this out of the way. As you can see right here in this folder, lost files. If I click on that and then open the folder here, and there is the video that I have recovered. So this video was probably deleted a long time ago. Yeah, if I look at the title here, 1 hour of relaxing music probably. I haven't had this kind of video on my USB for a long time. And just goes to show how far back the program can dig and recover your files from. So it's not only recovering very recent data that you've lost very recently, but also a long time ago, which just shows how neat this program really is. Now let's open it up again, and I'm going to actually relaunch this whole program and just show you how exactly it looks on launch. So here it is now launching. And now it shows all your drives. As you can see here, I only have my main Windows C and then the USB that I plugged in, which is the one that I scanned already. If you want to scan one, you just hover over it and hit scan. Along the bottom, you can select specific locations that you want to recover data from. So desktop, recycling bin. This is probably if you've emptied your recycling bin, but you discovered you need something back. You can scan that and then also select the specific folder. This will probably go into your file explorer, and then you can go and select the specific folder that you deleted something from and just scan that folder by itself. That will probably go quicker. Say you have a folder, you've only had maybe a few things in that folder, you deleted them. You can go in directly to that folder, and that way the scan won't take very long. The bigger the drive is, or the folder that you're scanning, the longer the scan will take. Like I mentioned before, the free version gives you up to 1 gigabyte of data that you can recover, and here's their membership options. A personal, which is $69, monthly. You can use this on one PC only, 1 month free upgrade, and then you have some kind of snap-in WinPE bootable builder. I'm not sure what that is. And then it works for Windows versions 11, 10, 8.1, and 8.7. Probably won't work on Windows 7 then, if it's not listed here. And then it goes up from there. And these are all for one PC, except for the highest option here, which is 99. In this video, I'd like to show you a very advanced program that allows you to do all kinds of neat things with your hard drive. I'd like to thank Partition Wizard for sponsoring this video and introducing me to this program. Here is how you download Partition Wizard. I've put the link to this in the description, and you simply go to Home User, and we'll start with the free version. And you simply scroll down a little bit and hit download now, and the download starts in the bottom corner here. Once it's downloaded, hit the up arrow and click on open and hit OK, or choose a different language if you prefer. And here you can see the differences between the free version and the paid version. So here is a list of all your hard drives. If I go to File Explorer, and in this PC, there's only one hard drive that I have, and that is shown right here. Windows C, and if I right click on that, I have a whole list of options of things I can do. I can recover data from it. This requires a premium version of it. The link to that is in the description. I can format it, which deletes everything, which is not a good idea in this case because it's my main drive and everything is running on it. If it was a secondary drive that's installed, then you could definitely use that. You can also delete the drive. You can move or resize it, you can extend it, you can merge it. Let's take a look at split, for example. So this is kind of the opposite of merging. You can choose your split point here, and then also choose the size of the drive, both either with this slider here or by manually typing in a number or using arrows and then hitting OK. But this now is not applied yet. If I go back to here, as you can see, I still just have one drive. For the change to apply, I have to hit apply down here. Everything that you do is going to show up in a list down here, and you have to hit apply for it to actually take effect. So we're going to hit apply and hit yes. And obviously I can't split the drive now because it's the only drive that's installed on here, and it's currently in use, as this thing is saying. So I cannot do this. It's not a good idea. But however, for secondary hard drives, say I have a separate drive plugged in to my computer via USB, I could also use Partition Wizard with that. If I right click on this again, as you can see, I can copy the drive. I can change its label. If I hit explore, it'll show me all the folders and files that are on that hard drive. If I go to properties, this is the same as hitting properties in your file explorer. It'll show you how much space is used, how much is free, and so on. Now let's say I delete something on this drive and I clear the recycling bin. In that case, that to most people would make it unrecoverable, but Partition Wizard has a way to recover your stuff by simply what I just did there, right clicking on that drive and hitting data recovery. And then down here, it scans the whole computer, and in a minute it will come up with all the folders and give me the files that I've recently deleted, and I'll be able to recover them. So here you can see a list of all the files so far that it has found. The scan here is not completed yet. I've stopped it so far, but this is what it has found. Let's take this one here, and if I right click on it, you can change the thumbnail, view, or I can recover it by hitting the top here. So if I hit recover, now I can choose where I want to save this. So say I want to save it on the desktop, and then we're going to hit OK. Recovery completed. Then you can hit view recovered, and then it'll actually open the file explorer and show you exactly where that folder is. It's now on the desktop. If I go to the desktop, as you can see, it is right here inside a folder. Back inside Partition Wizard, say I was to delete this whole partition by hitting delete here. I can recover it by hitting partition recovery and then going next. So first choice would be the quick scan. If that doesn't find the partition you deleted, do the full scan and it's likely to find it. I'm gonna just exit out of this. If I right click on the drive again and click on the label, you can change the drive's label. Right now it's labeled Windows, and because this is my main drive, it is labeled Windows, and it's not a good idea to change it because that'll just make troubleshooting complicated. If you have a secondary drive, you can change it to whatever you want really, and it doesn't really make a difference. You can even change the serial number, which is pretty advanced, but there's no reason to do that really. Something you can also do is a surface test, which it will scan every block of the drive, and if it finds a problem, there's most likely a problem with your actual drive, and it's probably a good idea at that point to replace the drive. So as you can tell, this is a very powerful hard drive program. Over here on the left, you can see a list of things you can do as well, like migrate the OS. So say you have an HDD hard drive, which is your main drive, and you got an SSD to speed up your laptop because SSDs work faster. Now you can migrate your operating system to the SSD before replacing it in your computer. You can also copy the whole disk, which copies all their personal files and everything that's stored on the disk to another one. This is also, again, very useful when you're switching hard drives. Before you do that, just plug the hard drive in and copy everything over and then replace it. That way your computer will just start up as normal. Now up here you can also go to disk benchmark, in which you can test your disk speed, um, running all different kinds of tests, just to see how quick your hard drive is. As you can see here, transfer size, which right now here is set to pretty small, and then queue number, which is basically how many things you can line up to, or how many processes can be lined up behind each other. As one process is going on, the other ones will be lined up or queued, and then once the first process is done, the next one will start, and so on. And then the cooldown time, so you can set different kinds of parameters here, and then start the benchmark test. So this is kind of like running a benchmark, like Geekbench or something on your smartphone. Basically the same thing, except that you can actually adjust how you want to test. Going on to Space Analyzer, you can run a scan and it will show you all the folders on the drive sorted by size, so you can see what's taking up the most space on your drive. So say you go to your file explorer and your drive is almost full. In this case, I still have quite a lot of space. Say this here is in the red and almost full. You want to know what's taking up all that space. You can simply go here to the Space Analyzer and see what's taking up how much space and what you can potentially delete. Obviously, you want to be careful with deleting stuff here. For example, Windows takes up, in my case, 30 gigabytes. And if I go down, Windows contains a lot of essential files and folders like program files, system32, and so on. So you want to be careful about what you delete here, just to make sure you don't corrupt your operating system or any of your programs by deleting program files. And finally, on the far right, you have bootable media. So this allows you to create a simple tool that you can put onto a USB or a DVD here, as you can see. And then say you're having a problem with your computer, you can boot into it with the USB and potentially figure out what's going on with your computer. So this is a very advanced program which lets you do a lot with your hard drives and change a lot. But to the average person, being able to clone your hard drive or copy it is very useful if you're switching computers and you want all your stuff copied over to the other computer. If you're switching hard drives, it's very useful to have this tool. It just makes life easier when working with hard drives because you're able to change labels, you're able to split drives, and do so many neat things with this program. I'd like to thank them again for sponsoring this video. And if you got some value out of this video, consider subscribing.